Okay, all right. So picture this one. Picture this one, right? I call it the Sandsandwichwich. Okay, so what we're talking about here is a sandwich. It's still a sandwich, right? But basically, the idea is that you take a sandwich and then you make a sandwich out of sandwiches. So what do I mean by that exactly, right? Well, so normally, right, with a sandwich you have your bread, right, your two pieces of bread, that's sort of the outer layers, and then the inner layer is sort of the filling, is like the filling of the sandwich. So like the tomato, excuse me, sorry, I have COVID. Um, the lettuce, lettuce, tomato, meat, whatever, right, inside your sandwich. And so what we do is make a meta sandwich, right? A Sandsandwichwich, where basically it is a sandwich composed of a bunch of sandwiches. And so basically the bread part of the sandwich we replace with a bunch of sandwiches that are like mostly bread, right? So sandwiches that are like, first of all, it's got to be Texas toast, right? Or some kind of like paisano, right? Like a big sort of thick pieces of bread composing the bread sandwiches. Um, and then the filling has to be either not much or it has to be like additional bread, but like not like just like a stack of three pieces of bread, right? Because that's just you're just eating bread. It's not a sandwich at that point, right? So it's got to be something like I don't know, maybe they're soaked in broth or soup, or maybe they have been like baked with some cheese, right? Something so that it's not just like it doesn't feel like okay, I'm just eating a bunch of bread here, right? It's got to be something a little more than that, but it still has to be like it still has to be the bread of the sandwich witch. Now the internal, excuse me, sorry, the internal contents of the sandwich witch, those are going to be. I feel like it should be tiered actually, where like you sort of have the outermost sandwiches that are closer to the bread sandwiches. And those are sort of like normal sandwiches, right? So that could be like BLTs, that could be like PB&Js, that could be like Reubens, right? Sort of standard sandwiches. And then maybe as you're getting close to the center, you have some really crazy sandwiches where it's just like really stuffed, really packed with all kinds of ingredients. Maybe like, I'm thinking like wraps, right? I'm thinking, any kind of sandwich where there's just like a lot of filling contents, like lots of high filling to bread ratio is what you want to go for the inside of this of this sandwich witch. So that's my pitch. The sandwich witch.